chaotic cookery friends. It's that time again, and because it's sort of wintry, and I'm thinking about Christmas a little bit, and you know, that sort of tradition that never really was one, but then became one, of having smoked salmon on Christmas morning. And I was thinking about that and smoked salmon. I used to love that, although I kind of felt a bit weird and ick about it at the same time, but I did like it. And I found, for me, the best substitution is salt-baked beets. Now, I went to the supermarket earlier and found these. They're pretty mealy. Look at these little guys. What's that? Is that about the drought? Probably. They don't... Oh, man. That one's got big holes in it. These are organic. I don't really care. I have got organic carrots as well. I'm going to come on to that. So it's such an easy thing to do. A non-vegan friend, you know, sort of spoke a little disparagingly about this, in a sort of, well, good for you way. But I tell you what, these taste amazing. I mean, really amazing. So I'm just going to trim off the nasty bits, and then I'll show you how to salt bake them, just in case you haven't before. And then we're going to kind of marinate them. I don't really want to take the skin off. I just want to trim off the long stringy bits, because the outside is going to be so salty that you won't want to eat that. And because these are so small and mealy, I thought, well, you know what? I am going to have a go at carrots. Never tried carrots before. I feel like it could be a huge win, huge success. So, there's only one way to find out. You're going to need some kind of a baking tray. Now I'm using a metal one. I think I used like a Pyrex one or an earthenware one once, and I think it cracked. Because even though you don't put it on the highest heat, something about the salt just ruins everything. Now this is not enough salt, but I'm going to use this up because it's really old salt. I mean, you know, salt lasts basically forever, but it's kind of damp and a bit sort of gone. So look at me using scissors to open a packet. That's right, yeah, be a pensioner soon. I'm going to put all of that in. That's still not going to be enough. That feels like a lot, but obviously we're not going to eat the salt. This is just what we're using to bake these in. So I'm going to use at least that much. Obviously it's a lot of salt, but salt's like, you know, 50p a silo. And, you know, we put lots of it on the roads. I don't think it's that harmful. I'm going to add water until it's kind of like wet sand. Whoops. I'm going to add water to my worktop. It's not a whole amount, a huge amount of water. There you go. That's kind of what you want. So that it's still got form. You always add more. Okay, well, you don't need to say. So I'm gonna make some sort of indentation. I only need a little layer of it in the bottom, but I do want it to be all around all of the vegetables that I put in this. So I guess I'm going to put my big... this is an experiment. I've never done carrots before. I've got one that's pretty girthy and one more standard one. And I'm going to see which of them is the more successful of the two. I'll put them next to each other. And I'm just going to hide my little beetroots. So, and then I'm going to start to cover them in salt and really pack them in. I want them to be completely cocooned in salt. Make a bit more room up this end. Have I got room? I don't know. Let's find out. Get these guys in. They're so small. That's global warming for you! Lol. Sorry, I'm not making light of such a terrible thing. Just trying to find a way to cope, guys. Alright, so I might have to mix up a bit more salt. Not Oh, I've got quite enough to cover everybody. Good. I suspect your fingers, if you're anything like me, your fingers would have started to sting by now. But you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. That's slightly wetter than I would have liked. Oh, I'll put some more salt on there. Doesn't matter, does it? Ta-da! And now we're going to stick this in the oven for a really long time. I would say like somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. Okay, 3 hours? Well, maybe 4 hours. I don't know. It's on at 110, 120, I think. You don't want a high heat. It's just gonna for a very, very long time. And it draws out some of the moisture, and you get this amazing kind of, well, sort of like smoked salmon. You know, how would you describe it in terms that didn't make it sound disgusting? Okay, I'm gonna stick it in. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, welcome to the next day. And here is my tray. It's all kind of solidified and hardened. It's good. And now, oh, my thumb went straight through it. It's a little bit wet. Not normally quite that wet. However, oops. These guys are soft. Hope it works. There's one. Normally it's kind of drier with a crust. These are soft, but I think it's still going to have worked. I can feel like they're kind of soft and squidgy in a good way. But what will the carrots be like? I accidentally took off a bit of carrot. They're really soft. It's not normally, like I say, normally this is dry and hard. Oh, that's got a good droop. Mate. But it's exciting. I mean, that's very salmon-y, isn't it? There's one more beetroot to excavate. Tiny they are. And look at this big boy. Now, I don't know what to do with these because I can't. I mean, I could peel them. Oh, look, their skin comes off really easily. So, look, I'm just going to peel. Do I just rinse my carrot? What do I do with this guy? I think I'm just going to rinse him. That feels very wrong. This is genuinely like an out-of-body experience. Oh, wow. Okay. Just going to dry it in some kitchen roll. Oh, my man. That feels very, very, very strange. And look, there's a sort of... The outer skin is coming off anyway. That's good. It literally just rubs off. Alright. I'm just going to peel it to make sort of salmon-y. Oh wow, that's very collapsy. This might be too collapsy. Should I taste a bit? Oh boy, that's salty. I think that's too salty. You alright? Not my cat? That's too salty. That's unworkably salty. I don't know why it was so wet, but too much salt has kind of infiltrated. No, that's just too salty. Oh, God, I think I've gone blind in one eye. My body draining the fluid from my eyeball to fruitlessly try and preserve my brain. God! See how the beets are. If the beets are like that as well, this is a bit of a disaster. It's never been like that before. Why is it so salty? Welcome back. I look terrible. The kitchen looks terrible. I'm in the middle of making dinner. Now is not the time. I'm doing another batch. All right. I'm just showing you up here because you are not seeing anything lower than this in this kitchen. And I have this idea. I don't know if it's going to work. Which is okay. If I'm doing it again, then let's make the accident count. So let's. Where's it gone? What if we could infuse other flavours into the salt? So I've got this pucker tea, Wonderberry green. I haven't got any green tea. That's what I'd really want. Haven't got any. So I'm gonna brew it. I just tore the bag, but that's okay because that's what I want to do. So I'm not going to use very much water at all. I'm really just going to hydrate it. It smells great. It's got a kind of Christmassy vibe. Maybe a sort of juniper-y. It's elderflower, isn't it? Delicious. Elderberry. Yeah, let's use some of this. I got some kelp slices, which I probably bought in about 1987, and some nori. And I feel like that's going to give it a fun sort of a, you know, marine vibe. I'm just going to tear up. This is the stuff that you wrap sushi in. If you know this. You don't. Why am I even here? What am I even doing with my life? So I'm going to just tear that up. Add that. These are big chunks. I'm going to regret this. It's going to stop the salt sticking to the. I regret this. Ignore everything. Just been emptying the dishwasher. Yes, I have a dishwasher. His name is Carlos, and I haven't got very much English. I've just been emptying him. I don't think either of us enjoyed it. Don't know why we do it. Right. I think the tea is brewed. Here's the tea. There's not very much. I saw. If you think this is just mad, I saw someone do. They salt baked something. I think it was maybe some fish in green tea on a Japanese cooking show. I thought, well, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. This is messy and weird. You know, like the best relationships. Okay, all right, I'm not gonna go big on the kelp sticks. Funny how I haven't opened this before. Actually, you know, am I even gonna? I'm not. I'm gonna use this. Way long, delicious Finchy kelp. Yes, you tired of always having to carry your kelp around loose in your pocket? Well, now there's handy sachets of it. And the thing with this stuff is, I want to check the flavours. So it's just a little squeezy sachet of, you know, seaweed. That's quite marine-y. In a good way. But I'm going to finally chop that. It's actually better than I remember. I wasn't hugely a fan of it. How does the house get so bad so fast? Can you tell me? It's Carlos. If this doesn't have any effect, at least I've used up a lot of kelp. I've got quite a lot of it. I think it would be nice in like a broth, like a soup with noodles. What are your top tips for kelp? Let me know in the comments below. Because I desperately need interaction for the algorithm. I don't care. I honestly don't care. It's fine. I mean, I'd love it. I'd be thrilled if you put a comment in the thing, because you know, it's nice to know you're not shouting into the void. But I don't think I'll be buying a Lamborghini off this rather chaotic. It's just sort of fun to have a record. Have I shown you my? I've got this. I made this book, Food Ideas. Or if I just have a bit of a thought, or you know, if I'm making a recipe. Yeah, hot water crust, miso rice pudding. What? I want to try that. It's just an idea, okay? Don't freak out. Okay. All the yummy kelp is in. I'm going to put in this tea. I have no idea if this is going to... Oh, it looks nasty now. So paranoid about this being too wet after the last fracas. That's the last of my salt. I'm not doing carrots this time because, surprise, surprise, it tasted like cooked carrot. I don't really like cooked carrot. What was I even thinking? I've washed but also patted dry the beets. So now I'm going to sink them into this nasty mess here and cover them up again. So now they're all blanketed in my dirty snow. And we'll try again. Ignore my dirty oven, alright? Not one of those Instagram people with insanely sparkling ovens. Who are those? It's been 5 hours, I think. At about 120-ish, 130. Oh yeah, that's what you want. It's got this rock hard. That's what you want. Right! It's the next day, and this is solid. And dripping bits. Anyway, here it is. So now I'm going to smash it open. Ow. There we go. Look, I love the way it breaks open. A little igloo. And inside, it's a little shrunken... This is what it's supposed to look like. I'm happy with this. I have to say, while it was cooking, it did, you could kind of smell the sort of seaweedy thing going on. Anyway. Yeah, look. That is what it's supposed to look like. Kind of shriveled, a bit soft. Let's see if we can get the next one. Oh. It's a bit like those you know those archaeology kits you can get where there's a little bit of plaster and you get to chisel away and there's something inside. My kid used to love those. There's one in there. Now I'm going to peel this just by rubbing off the skin. That'll do. Let's have a taste. I'm going to cut a really nice thin slice, like you would smoked salmon. Pretty. Still quite salty. Why is it so salty? But it's there. You can taste the beetroot. What I would actually probably do is give these a wipe as well, just to remove any excess salt on the outside. And because we're cutting it so thinly, and it's going to go with lots of other stuff, I'm going to say that this is a success. I've peeled them all and wiped them, and now I'm slicing them, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I can taste the other flavours I put in the salt, namely the nori and the kelp and the tea. And look at that, it's so pretty. You can't... No, if I get it there, look. See that? Brilliant. That's really good. The bits from the middle are much less salty, obviously. And the beetroot flavour gets sort of concentrated down too, so it's quite intense, and the texture's just right. And I don't know if I'm doing a sort of Emperor's New Clothes thing and imagining flavours that aren't there, but I think it's very subtle, but you can faintly taste the other flavours in there. What I'm going to do now is marinate it. I'll stick it all in there. Some dill. I'll reserve a frond or two for fancy set dressing. Realistically, am I going to use the rest of this dill if I don't put it in this? Yeah, I might do actually. Stick that in the jar. I think I'm going to do some lemon zest. Because why not? It's there, isn't it? Might as well use it. And some lemon juice. Smoked salmon, obviously there's fat in it from poor little lice-infested animal that got ripped from its natural habitat. Well, it was never in a natural habitat. I've seen the pens. They keep salmon in on salmon farms, and it's horrific. It's so dense, and they're swimming around basically in their own excrement. It's a huge pollutant in the lochs of Scotland. And their scales fall off, so they must be in horrible pain, and then they get lice. Lice just cover them. But sure, if you want to eat that instead of my salt baked beets, you knock yourself out. Anyway, so I'm adding a little bit of olive oil for fat, which I think will make it nice. I guess I'll just shake this. Yeah, it'll keep in the fridge for a few days at least. The beets will be better tomorrow, but I can't wait that long. Plant-based Philadelphia, which I have to say is pretty damn good. Normally I'm a very fastidiously anal to the edge person, but this is really good fresh sourdough bread. I hate leaving bare bread, just feels wrong. Get out some of these guys. It's honestly so good for Christmas. If I had juniper berries, I might do a juniper thing, maybe with some orange zest. What would you do? Why don't you let me know in the comments below? I mean, I would love to know. Some tiny, sliced as finely as I possibly could. Bits of red onion. Capers! Because it's just not salty enough. Some white pepper, which tastes really different to black pepper if you haven't had it. Tastes amazing. Now, if this was tomorrow, I would freshen it up with some more fresh lemon juice, but since I only just squirted it on, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Shall I try it? Oh my god. The bread is so good. I swear to God, this hits all the points you want with the smoked salmon and cream cheese bagel. I would have done it on bagels, but there are no good bagels near me. But oh God, it's all there. That intense salty hit, the fat and the cream cheese, all those depths of flavour from the dill and the onion and the capers and the black pepper and the lemon. Oh God. Oh God, it's really good. Try it. Hey, thanks for watching. You know, no pressure. Do whatever's right for you. I will do some more recipes though. I want to do a chocolate mousse. I've got a new cream squirter thing and it's fun. But I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Take care. Bye.